Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, I am Briarios Kerensky and this is the review of Grand Kingdom, a PlayStation 4 and Vita game by Tomohiko Deguchi. Deguchi is best known for having directed Grand Night History, a 2011 PSP game by Vanillaware. Grand Night History never left Japanese shores, with Exit abandoning localization due to lack of resources. In the meantime, Deguchi left Vanillaware to form his own studio, MonoChro, and developed Grand Kingdom as a spiritual successor to Grand Night History in November 2015, with Spike Chunsoft as publisher. At the time I've read this review, Nipponichi America announced that they will localize the game for America and European markets in 2016. When Deguchi left Vanillaware, he probably brought some artists with him, because Grand Kingdom tries really hard to look like a Vanillaware game. Although the artwork is not as unique, the style clearly shows heavy influences. The game is entirely sprite-based, with painted backgrounds, finely animated character portraits, an interface with a lot of nice touches, and tons of beautiful drawings for even the smallest event. While it doesn't quite reach Vanillaware titles, Grand Kingdom is a beautiful game to look at, while also avoiding to fall into the trap of an over-convoluted interface that many Vanillaware games have. The soundtrack, composed by Basiscape, is a good companion to the graphics, though is nothing that will stick with you. Background music is good, and nothing more. The game is fully voiced, from the named characters you'll meet during the single-player campaign, down to every single unit you'll command or face. Units don't have particularly deep lines, but your units can be customized with a good number of unique voices that can be further modified in tone. In the world of Grand Kingdom, 4 nations fight for supremacy on the land of Resonale: the Kingdom of Landert, the Valkyr Confederacy, the Kingdom of Phil, and the Kingdom of Magion. Players take the role of the leader of a mercenary band undertaking contracts with the various nations to gain more fortunes. The peculiarity of Grand Kingdom is that battle results are polled online from all players, and those influence how the war is going. The core of the game are versus battles where players face parties dispatched by other human players. These battles are not direct, real-time confrontations between human players, as the computer controls the opposing party, allowing players to take part in the war when and how they can. Grand Kingdom rewards players that undertake battles every day with various bonuses, and if there is one thing I'm not particularly fond of, is how the game almost requires to fight a couple of battles every day. Put down the game for a week or so, and you'll have to face parties of a much higher level. Level disparity is not the only problem, the AI is simply relentless. Missions are played on board game-like maps. Player move one tile, or pass their turn, and then the rest of the map acts accordingly. When 2 or more opposing parties land on the same tile, a battle will take place. These battles are divided in turns, and their length will be reflected on the map. Maps are littered with treasure chests, some of them hidden, tiles with resources, hidden passages, wandering medics, hostile weather conditions, and traps. The latter two can be faced in multiple ways, either by spending multiple turns to safely get past them, risk some health to hurry through, or spend TPs to destroy them for good. TPs are collected by winning battles on the map, and are also used on locked treasure chests and activate a character's special ability. Maps can also feature fortifications to defend or artillery emplacements that will support either you or the enemy from afar, further deepening both maps and battles. The system is finely tuned and forces players to think every action, almost to a fault. there are missions where a single turn could spell victory or defeat with no chance of redemption, and this is particularly true when facing player parties controlled by the AI. During battles, characters take turns based on their class speed. Thieves will act first, followed by medics, melee units, then mages, archers and gunners, and finally heavy units like witches riding dragons. All units have their own movement range and a set of skills that must be used at their best to overcome the incoming threat. Units move and attack along 3 lanes, and parties can also include items like traps, barricades, banners to improve a wide range of capabilities, and more. The use of these devices can spell the difference between a fast, decisive clash or a long, drawn-out battle. Health carries between battles and can only be replenished by using map skills, items, or the nurses that sometimes pop up on the map. There is a good number of unit types in Grand Kingdom, giving great tactical and strategical flexibility to the player, everything with its ups and downs. You can create a party of just thieves. They will act before anyone else and will be able to greatly reduce mobility, but they are fragile, lacking attack power and map skills that will force to use items. Dragons take up multiple character slots, are slow and can attack only a few times per turn. Warriors are jack of all trades, but lack all special options. Lancers can be devastating, but their actions often cross multiple lines, forcing to position them and the rest of the party accordingly. Other than standard actions, all units can equip special items limited to their class to give them another way to bring the party to victory. These items are expensive and limited in number, and again, they increase both tactical and strategical scopes of the game. Grand Kingdom takes pride in the number of options and depth it offers to the players, and I can't stop praising the game for this. It also refuses to guide players in any of their decisions. While I applaud the lack of hand-holding, it's also true that the game is so vast that it desperately needs tutorials. And there are tutorials, but even those are hidden behind requirements. You'll only know the effects of poison when you get poisoned, or you'll learn how units work after hiring and using them in a party. Combat is not a simple command. All attacks require players' interaction. With mages and archers, players have to line up shots, allowing to hit multiple targets with a single attack or juggle a single target to score multiple back hits for more damage. Warriors and Valkyries need to time their attacks correctly, or they drop their combos early. Dragons can willingly spend one attack to activate their Fire Breath, which is long range and able to hit multiple targets. Several units, including medics, used arch attacks to overcome some fortifications. Units that didn't move can spend their movement meter to continue their attack. Just like map movement, battles are finely tuned to offer a staggering amount of options, but then again, the computer offers no respite. It knows how to position units to overcome obstacles, with units never missing an attack, whereas you, as a human player, are prone to errors. This is not to say that the AI is perfect, but surely it wouldn't have hurt to simulate mistakes in certain attacks. Grand Kingdom is a game full of opposites. Trapping an enemy in its own artillery barrage, defeating the very last unit with a lucky attack, or seeing the enemy unable to counter your advance is nothing short of exhilarating, but then Grand Kingdom punishes you for the slightest error and gives no respite under any front. Aside from versus maps that are played online, there is also a beefy offline part, starting with a rather lengthy campaign featuring its own cast of characters and storyline. Of all modes, the campaign is the easiest to play, allowing plenty of time to explore maps and a generous recommended party level. It won't be easy though, as having the party defeated will result in a game over, rather than few turns spent recovering as in online maps. In addition to the campaign, there are single missions with various objectives, like intercepting raiding enemies before they reach castles, or simple search and destroy missions. Travel missions are played on very large maps without time limit and with a large variety of enemy types and experience to build up some party levels, gather resources and money. Travel missions are especially important for monetary purposes, as just playing campaign and versus maps will leave your little mercenary band strapped for cash. Items and equipment, of course, cost money and don't come cheap. Units have to be recruited, and better units want more money. After every mission, the game will provide a new set of recruits for you to choose from, and not every class will be available at every time. Classes dictate a general proficiency in certain skills, but then characters might further improve or worsen other skills, with their recruiting cost affected accordingly. As the game continuously offers better units, there is a comprehensive system to retire all party members to infuse better skills to new recruits, as well as various systems to get them up to speed with the rest of your mercenary band. Resources can be used to create or improve weapons when traveling to one of the 4 capitals. Should you need more resources, unused equipment can be scrapped for that. Capitals also serve as secondary hubs when allegiance to a realm is at a good level, providing snippets of information on the world, recaps of your records, and other things. Grand Kingdom is an excellent strategy game, with deep mechanics and a fine-tuned system that won't disappoint anyone looking for a challenge. It must be noted that Grand Kingdom won't pull any punches, and the same amount of thrill found in executing a perfect plan can turn into the same amount of frustration for just one single error. Should you accept the challenge though, Grand Kingdom will provide for hours and hours of entertainment. I hope you have enjoyed this review and you'll stick around for more. Briareos Kerensky, over and out.